Perfect. Okay. Shall we pass a copy? Wonderful. I'm going to pass a copy to Mr. and Mrs. Mayor to officially start the launch of Imtiaz Bai's book. Can we all have a generous round of applause, please? Yeah.
你下这单要着了，把这个你摸摸。不好意思，我谁的？video。फोटो लेने कहाँ गए? फोटो लेना था ये मेयर चला नहीं बुक
different experiences. We have elders, we have youngsters. Indeed, our identities are enriched because of our connections with one another. An Urdu poet says, चमन में इख्तिलाते रंगो से बात बनती है चमन में इख्तिलाते रंगो से बात बनती है हम ही हम हैं तो क्या हम हैं तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो which translates by a garden is a garden because of the intermingling of flowers of different colors. And fragrances. If I'm alone, what am I? If you are alone, what are you? Now, before I invite our first speaker, I've received clear instructions from the DP UK committee that all speakers will abide by their allotted time. Our first speaker is Imtiaz Patel Bareliwala. Ladies and gentlemen, Imtiaz. Thank you, Shahid Bhai, for that lovely introductions. Assalamu alaikum. Very good evening to all of you. Very, very honorable chief guests. Very, very honorable guests of honor. Respected elders, young friends, ladies and gentlemen, friends, entrepreneurs. I'm just going to talk about
why this book, what is this book, and how we have achieved this book. And for that, I have just selected two beautiful couplets, one in Urdu and one in Gujarati, and I'll try my level best to translate it, and that will sum up my whole emotions and the concept behind it. The poet says in Urdu, Jamil bhai, खुद मेरे गांव के लोगों ने न पहचाना मुझे. Now this is within the concept of history and heritage. कि खुद मेरे गांव के लोगों ने न पहचाना मुझे, शहर वालों तुम मेरा चेहरा मुझे वापस दे दो. शहर वालों तुम मुझे मेरा चेहरा वापस दे दो और टूटे हुए मकान की मिट्टी खुरेद कर. ढूंढता हूं मैं उसे, ढूंढता हूं मैं उसे, ढूंढता हूं मैं. So the translation, very quickly, even my own people did not recognize me, for I have forgotten my own face, along with my roots and the very essence of my identity. I feel an urgent need to return to that original point of me being, to search my face, to search my soul, to rediscover my roots, and to reclaim the essence of identity which I think I lost it. And that's what this book is all about. Searching for our history and searching for our own self. The other beautiful four-line couplets which say same thing. हमें एक एक शब्द ध्यान આપજો તમે. એક એક શબ્દ પર પુસ્તક લખાય રાજપરા સાહેબ. આ જે છે તે અને આ જે બધું શીખ્યો છે અમારા ગુરુઓથી શીખ્યો છું. અદમ સાહેબ, મહેક સાહેબ, ગુલ સાહેબ, આ બધા એમની આંગળી પકડી હું ત્યાંથી અહીંયા સુધી પહોંચ્યો છે. એટલે આ હું એમને એક શ્રદ્ધાંજલિ આપું છું. તો મારી કિતાબ કેમ લખવી પડી, શું છે અને કેવી રીતે કરી, રુસ્તમ મામા આ એનો જવાબ છે. શું છે? વડીલોની કહાની છે, વિરાસતની નિશાની છે. યસુભાઈ, વડીલોની કહાની છે, વિરાસતની નિશાની છે. અજબની બાગબાની છે, ગજબની ફૂલદાની છે. વચનમાં ખાનદાની છે, જીવનમાં શાદમાની છે. અસર એવી દુઆઓની છે, અસર એવી દુઆની છે, ખુદાની મહેરબાની છે. So basically, this book, what it says, there are great stories of our elders, the symbol of our heritage, the symbol of our legacy. The garden is well painted, the flower vase is cute, colorful, and our lineage is honorable and lives are so happy, and thanks to the blessings of our elders and from our God. Why does this book? Because it is important to document and to record our history. What did our team focus on? Our team focused on capturing emotions, capturing memories, capturing beautiful photographs, capturing their values, capturing their upbringing, capturing the history of villages they belong to, how they came, what they faced, the challenges, the emotions, and everything. And that's what this book is all about. I would humbly say that this book is really an unprecedented source of information regarding our settlement in the UK. As far as how, I would say it's not a one-man work. We had more than 36 volunteers, ladies and gentlemen, working hard for 5 years. No grants, no subsidy, it's all self-finance. And the reason we did it for self-finance is because we love our history. We love our heritage, and we wanted to pay tribute to our elders who sacrificed a lot for ourselves. That's why this book is here. This book and project would not have happened without the help and support. I really appreciate the significant contribution of all our community, and more than anything, to every individual participants, because the reason is they put their faith and trust in me, and they put their faith and trust in our team, because sharing personal information, telling your own personal stories, sometimes good experiences and bad experiences, you have to put faith and trust. So I thank every single participant for really their help. And I mean, it basically the book reflects the contribution which we made, the financial contributions, the economical contributions, the spiritual contributions in all sorts of. And I must say, I have to mention few names. My co-author Yusuf Siddharth, who is not here. We are very grateful to them. Dr. Adam Kankarvi, Mahek Saib, Dilawar Bhai, Ozzy Bhai, Ayub Bhai Baksh, Salia Mama, Shahzad Badduwala, Farooq Ugrada. I can go on and on. So there are so many names to mention. And in conclusion, this book is a document of proof, document of our heritage. That in the next 25, 30 years, if somebody is going to ask our children, who are your ancestors? What is your identity? What is your heritage? What did you do? And how you have come here? They just have to give this book to them and to others as well. A very special thanks to my family for their unconditional support in my social and political life, including my late wife, Rabia Patel, my sisters, my nephew, my wife, my 2 young beautiful daughters, and especially the third number daughter, Savanur, who is here, because she is holding our family really together. And I would not have achieved what I have achieved without my daughter, Savanur. So, I love you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. Do not go home without taking a copy of book. The last thing as an author, as a writer, and our team would expect is, we don't expect anything more. But do not walk away without having a copy in your hand and pass it on to your children, pass it on to your family, and let the world know what we have done in the UK. Thank you very much.
That was beautiful, just by mashallah. Also, a lovely singing voice. I've heard it before, once or twice. Mashallah. Always enjoy a bit of sing-song in Jazbai. Thank you for that. Now, when the first settlers came to the UK, you'll know, we all know somebody, family members. All these years, they've endured severe hardships upon their arrival to the United Kingdom. And yet you'll know that they remain totally steadfast. And they persevered in helping to build a better future, not just for themselves, but for those who came after them, the next generation. The late poet Sufi Manubari says, Barimanimaj Muto UK ma avyohoto. Barimanimaj Muto UK ma avyohoto. Godri sate fakat kron pan lavyohoto. I like Sufi Manubari's shares because they're poignant, they're very true, and there's a bit of comic behind it too. Really good. So, and it translates to, I migrated to the UK in the prime of my youth. And I had bought a Godri on my shoulder and £3 in my pocket. Now for the people who don't understand Gujarati fully, there's anybody from a Gujarati audience, tell the non-Gujarati speakers what a Godri is.
Blanket.
Absolutely. It's a blanket. Blanket on the shoulder, £3 in the pocket. Our next speaker is Samantha Vickers. Samantha is a book forward writer, serving as the CEO of Batley Multi Academy Trust since 2021. She has a sound educational background. Her extensive educational and community experiences span underperforming schools across Oldham, Bradford and Kirklees, providing her with a deep understanding and educational formulas for diverse educational needs. Her philosophy is that every student has an equal opportunity to reach their maximum potential. I would like to invite Samantha for 8 to 10 minutes to introduce Imtiaz Patel's book. Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Vickers.
Hello, good evening everyone. I do come from Batley, the other side of the Pennines, so I think when we're talking about an evening such as this, which as the sign says here, it's all about uniting and empowering people, I'd just like to say a big thank you to everybody who's made me feel incredibly welcome this evening. I'm also going to give a little shout out to an amazing lady down here who I've just met for the first time today, called Bushra, who, if you get a chance, have a look at the event that Bushra's organising, because she is inspirational and she's exactly what we're talking about today. The next generation coming through and being wonderful in their community and empowering other people to take action for good of the whole community. So So following the ETS tonight is incredibly difficult because, as you all know, it's full of energy, enthusiasm, incredibly intelligent and passionate about the work that he does. I've been very privileged to work with him in Batley, and for him and other colleagues that I see in the audience tonight, familiar faces, who come to work with our family at schools. But I'm delighted to be here on this auspicious occasion to celebrate the publication of this wonderful book, because I know it has been the subject of hours and hours of dedicated research, passion, and capturing those stories from the tremendous people who are in this book. The book talks all about the power of human connection and how we all have far more in common than we may first realise. In this book, Imtiaz and his team have managed to capture the wonderful personal stories of why people came to Britain to work, why people came to begin a new life here for themselves, for their families, and these stories capture people's cultural heritage, the importance of family, friends, education, and about hope, dream, ambition, and about making a better life for them, their families, and future generations to come. Many people living in Britain today have their origins from other countries all around the world. As a result of this, Britain has such a rich and diverse cultural heritage and so much diversity that we should really celebrate. The book helps to capture wonderful personal stories about people's lives, the journeys they've taken, and as we've just heard, the sacrifices people have to make, both geographically and personally, and the impact those people have had on building much stronger communities, which we see that first-hand in Batley. If you haven't been, please do visit an incredibly rich community where many of these people live or have visited and have family and friends. When there is sadly so much division across the world today, I think books like this are needed more than ever, and so we can celebrate that Britain's diversity. And it doesn't matter what colour your skin is, which football team you support, whether you like fish and chips or pizza, the differences amongst people are what make us all special and unique. Now, in capturing these stories, people in this book will be remembered forever. Their photographs, their personal journeys are something for us all to celebrate. And why those people came to make Britain their home. The individuals who are recorded in this book help to shape the communities that we know today and why we can call these communities home. I do believe that community makes us, and it's the unity in community that's really essential. The individuals that first came as settlers were resilient, forward-thinking, and they demonstrated a really steely determination to overcome the adversity that they faced, as well as build that better life full of hope for themselves and their families. The commonality really between the stories when you read the book are all about people talking about friendship, love, hope, and trying really to help other people. There's some very sad stories in that book. When you read it, then you'll flush to them when they first came to live in the community, because people found ways to communicate and to help other people. The importance and the significance of family, education, education and community values is something that I think resonates really powerfully throughout this book. In the production of this book, there's a really thoughtful connection of those poignant personal stories, and Imtiaz and his team of dedicated helpers have really managed to capture those memories so they'll leave a legacy for future generations to come. As an educator, certainly in our family of schools, there'll be a copy of this book in every school library, something that will be picked up in assemblies, and really I do believe that education is the golden thread throughout this book, and a great education really helps to inform our thinking, our decision making, helps us to understand and respect different cultures, different people, and informs the decisions. And the choices we make. We should all be learning continually, each and every day, and a great education is something that can be never taken away from us. It's a leveller, and it doesn't matter what generation. It's that young people should make every effort to develop those skills, people young and old. And remember in our personal lives, in our professional lives, when we have served communities, tremendous patience and resilience are required. And through our most sincere dedication and good intentions, we will be able to instill our vision into the hearts and minds of others. Thank you. So well done to Imtiaz.
Our next speaker,
No problem. I have this bad habit of breaking the protocols, but following the least we can expect from the hot print team and weavers on our right hand side. The noise keeps coming while the whole hall is very silent. So my friends, you are here to help. I appreciate, we appreciate. It's not fair on to other guests that we keep on carrying on our professional discussions while this important function is going on. Don't get offended, don't take it personally. Just enjoy it. Just let's connect it with the rest of the audience. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Imtiaz Adam Hasiwala, who is the son of the late Lord Adam Patel of Blackburn. He is continuing his father's legacy by participating in and encouraging community initiatives. He's a creative entrepreneur, a photographer, an award-winning poet with a degree in art and design, and he's also the founder of Swap Design. Please join me in welcoming Imtiaz for 8 to 10 minutes and share a young person's perspective on how he relates to this book. Ladies and gentlemen, Imtiaz Hasiwala.
It is a story of migration, struggle, and faith. For us, it's not a distant history, it is our legacy. It's a story of our fathers and mothers, our elders, and of every man and woman who left us out to build a life in this country. In the 1950s and 60s, they left behind the warmth of family, the comfort of familiar soil, and the security of community. They set out into uncertainty, stepping into a world that was unfamiliar and often unwelcoming. They crossed oceans not only of water, but of fear, doubt, and hardship, guided by courage and conviction. They arrived with little in their pockets, yet much in their hearts. My own father, like many others, stepped onto these shores in the mid-1960s with only £3.50. That small detail symbolises not poverty, but bravery. To begin again with almost nothing, yet to walk forward with faith. It was patience in hardship and trust in one another that became their strength. Life here was harsh and unrelenting. Even in their silences, you could sense the weight of those years. The mill swallowed their strength, the noise and smoke filling their days, wages were small, the work unforgiving, and outside the factory walls they often faced a world that reminded them that they were outsiders. Yet like rooted trees in a harsh winter, they stood firm. What allowed them to endure was not just their own strength, but the strength they found in one another. My father would recall how one man had mortgaged his land in India to pay for his journey. The others here poured their earnings into his debt until it was gone. His burden became their burden, his struggle their struggle. They stood together in the storm, proving that while a single drop may vanish, together they became a wellspring that sustains generations. The Prophet Muhammad said, the believers in their mutual love, mercy and compassion are like one body. If one part suffers, the whole body feels it. This is not theory to them. Each life supporting the other, each side the whole. The struggle of those early years was harder and unrelenting. Yet from that hardship grew not only survivors, but a spirit strong enough to reach beyond themselves. What began in the mills and in crowded houses was not just the making of a community, it was the planting of a seed that was growing through the wider life of this country. Over time, their struggle did not remain their own. It became part of a greater whole, a symbiosis that joined them with others who also called this land home. Their labour became part of the nation's heartbeat, their voices part of its song. Markets grew richer with many flavours, schools became fuller with many stories, and the streets carried footsteps from every corner of the world. Out of many journeys, one shared life began to take shape. We are like branches of a tree, each stretching in different directions, yet drinking from the same rain and lifted by the same light. My heritage rests in the soil of my ancestors, but now it breathes in the rhythm with others here, bound not by sameness, but by shared life. As May Anjali reminded us, diversity makes for a rich tapestry, and we must understand that all the threads of the tapestry are equal in value. And so it is here, a symbiosis of faiths and cultures, of histories old and new, of every shading story, each distinct yet each essential to the whole. This is the essence of symbiosis, not isolation but interdependence. Not many voices apart but one harmony rising. We began in hardship, grew into a vision where strength of one community is bound to the strength of all, where belongings is not a single note but a chorus carried together. And this, I believe, is what it means to be English, what it means to be British. Not a single journey, but many journeys carried together. Not a single heritage, but many woven into one. Not just the endurance of the past, but the shared belongings of today. From those stones, something lasting began to grow. Every whispered prayer in a cramped room was like a spark in the dark, a spark that grew into the light of the mosque. Every drop of sweat that fell in the mills was watered the ground of schools, businesses, and futures they themselves might never see. They were not only labourers earning a wage, they became part of the backbone of this nation. In the factories and foundries, on buses and trains, in shops and later in the NHS and in business, they carried more than their own hopes, they carried the weight of a growing Britain. What they built was not just for themselves, but for all a legacy of service, resilience, and sacrifice. As the proverb reminds us, the fire that warms us was first lit by others. Our elders lived this truth instinctively. Each small act, each shared sacrifice, added strength to the whole, until what they built together could not be broken. We must thank Imtiaz very well, the author of this book, through his research and dedication. He has preserved our story. He has given us a lantern so that the sacrifices of our elders are not forgotten, and so that future generations may know the roots that anchor them. We are the inheritors of these sacrifices. We inherit light from lamps lit by hands long gone. We walk paths cleared by those who are no longer with us. They gave us stability, dignity, and opportunity. Today, many of us flourish in jobs, education, and lifestyle we could never have dreamed of. But this leaves us at the fork in the road. One path is comfort, distraction, and forgetfulness. to live only for ourselves. The other path is responsibility, to carry their legacy forward, to sustain, to evolve, to build upon the solidarity in which we flourish. And I say this, immortality is not the absence of death, but to remain existent in the lives of generations after us. Our elders achieved immortality in this way. Though many have returned to Allah, they remain alive in the mosques they built, the schools they dreamed of, and the values they passed on to us. So this book is not only history, it's a mirror. It reflects their struggle, their patience, and their faith. They came as strangers to these shores, but they became the ancestors of a rooted community. Now the responsibility rests with us. The body cannot survive its parts turned against each other. The universe flourishes only through balance and cooperation. The tide leads upon the moon, the shore is shaped by the sea, the clouds rise from the water only to return as rain. And within us, the heart and the blood move in rhythm, each dependent on others. From the smallest pulse within the greatest circle of all of the world around us, the lesson is the same: nothing stands alone, all life flourishes through connection. May Allah reward them with Jannah, guide us to honour their legacy, and grant us the unity to build upon their foundation. They gave us their yesterdays, so we could have our todays, what we will give for the tomorrows. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Imtiaz. Exactly what Imtiaz Bhai mentioned. Oh, is it?
Who's got G70 UHT? Don't get it down. It might be embarrassing. Take your time. But you need to name your car in a few seconds because a couple of people would like to read this. So
G70 UHT.
So what can you put together?
Okay. As Imtiaz Bhai just mentioned, Imtiaz Qasiwala, in his speech, it is our connection to our past that makes us who we are today, and that provides us a compass to navigate tomorrow. Sufi Manuburi says, in his good old light-hearted humour, UK ma 20 varson thi vase chhe aapri Fatam. UK ma 20 varson thi vase chhe aapri Fatam. છતાં એને ભરી ગયું બોલવાની એ જ આદત છે. છતાં એને ભરી ગયું બોલવાની એ જ આદત છે. Which means Fatima has lived in the UK for over 20 years, but she still says bari gyu when annoyed. What is the meaning? I'm going to ask you the question, Dilawar Bhai. What is the meaning of bari gyu? Anybody? Bloody hell. Oh, to hell with it. Yes? Very good. Very good. Our next speaker is Yusuf Muhammad Ibrahim Zailok, also known as Yusuf Zailok. Yusuf Zailok is a prominent businessman, a property developer, entrepreneur. He's known for his leadership role professionally and within the community. He was the General Secretary of the Muslim Council of Britain. He plays an active role in developing community organizations from NGOs from local to global. I would like to invite Yusuf Zailok for 5 minutes and share his thoughts on the significance of Imtiaz Bhai's book. Ladies and gentlemen, Yusuf Zailok.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Protocol Lord Mayor, Maulana Iqbal, and distinguished guests. And of course, Imtiaz. Imtiaz, you see here, a man of many talents. And I've known Imtiaz from, I think, since when he came to the UK. I first met him actually at Lord Adam Patel's house with his fellow Blackburn colleagues some 30, 40 years ago. And he's developed into not only a very charming person, but a very experienced local and also national leader of the Baluchi Border community. And if I had it in my honor, I would appoint him the ambassador to the Baluchi Wala community. And the effort of interviewing nearly 100 people and to record their journey. Unfortunately, I was also part of that journey. I came as a 5-year-old in 1962, and my father came in 1958, and my father loved Imtiaz. And Imtiaz's charm as an interviewer got everything out of the person, and he's been a wonderful record of the journey. And I'm proud that the achievements that he's noting of the Baluchi moral community is a legacy which I hope that the future generations still remember. I remember my father and others who came, 20 years na Jawan Lokota, Dr. Rajputara nearly 90, Master Abdul by nearly 90. And both of them, just to give an example, their commitment, Dr. Sahib at the Hikmah Center in Batni and so forth. Master Sahib, the very first Muslim school in Blackburn in the 1980s, and now the Star Academy has got nearly 60. And I was quite proud in my time as MPD Secretary General to get the very, very first Muslim state funded school, thanks to the Bolton MP at the time. It was the Bolton MP 2 weeks after September the 11th. You remember that? So we owe a lot to this society. We put here the word British Indian. Certainly we are Indian, we are Gujarati, but we are more British now as well. But our heritage, the tradition also, Bora Lokona, जबरदस्त है आपकी जे मोहब्बत आपकी जे सेवा हो and we have got the genes of helping each other. I remember when these youngsters came, they not only were pioneers, I mean बिल्कुल नवा देश के अंदर पर घर ना भूली क्या अपना सगाव वाला गैर से. So they actually sacrificed. One thing the book doesn't record India. It records all the people who are here, but the parents who sacrificed Jamil Mechididi, Gira Muiti, Sonani, Bangaya Mechididi, the Chokaune Barbukia. So it was their vision as well. So we give them dua ke Allah and maybe maghfirat kare. And I think the book is fantastic. You've been lucky that he's met many of our pioneers. For the Siddha Kevai, in the ability area. 10 बरस पहला बुक राखी और तो सुभान अल्लाह बदा यार ने माशाअल्लाह. सो दुआ करो कि जो आपका pioneers है तेने जो कुर्बानियों आती हो गए sacrifices. She mentioned sacrifices. She mentioned education. So when our fathers came, they came, we may work in the factories. हमें मजदूरी करी सुबह छोकराओं तमे भरो तमे कहीं आदर करो तो आ मैसेज छे आ तेमनी हिस्ट्री तो छे. પણ દરેકને ખબર છે કે મારા દાદા કોણ હતા, મારા બાપ કોણ હતા અને હું હમણાં કઈ છે. તો તે હિસ્ટ્રી તેમની સેક્રિફાઈસની, તેમની કુરબાનીઓની, તો આપણે આજની તારીખે આટલી બધી ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી આ દેશમાં છે અને મહિલાઓ દરેકનો ફાયદો ઉઠાવો. India, if this book is read by our youngsters, they will see that these pioneers, uneducated, we Gujaratis are not intellectuals. We see black and white. That's why I have fights most of the time. We can't see in between. But still, that simplicity has actually given us that faith in God. Maulana Iqbal, in his book, I read the book, fantastic book, and one thing he put in there, but on the American dollar, it says, we trust in God. We Gujaratis and Muslims, tawakkal to Allah, we trust in God. And that is why we take risks. Chalo, Bismillah karo. तो बिस्मिल्लाह के अंदर साची इखलास होए तो इंशाअल्लाह ताला दरेक काम के अंदर अपने अल्लाह सफर आके छे. So India's जबरदस्त तमे आ मेहनत करी. It was not 5 years ago. I first remember him interviewing my father 10 years ago. So it's been a collective effort of his team and also whoever may have been there. So I do congratulate. That was the first book actually. Indeed, Golden Memories. I'm lucky to have a signed copy by India's of the book, which I will certainly treasure. But I'll mention the last few words he's put in here. History, and heritage. The conservation of history and heritage is an ethical responsibility of ours to both our ancestors and future generations. History plus heritage equals identity. So I've seen many youngsters in this country now who seem to have forgotten some of their roots. So it is important that we, we've said this many times before, in every forum I have attended, direct town community center social matter. Masjid madrasa school but social gathering for our youngsters, our new generations, our ladies. They are our community affairs. So we need in every town. There's about 10, 15 towns maximum. Some towns do have them. Also, one thing, India, you have forgot in part the unsung heroes. And you know who the unsung heroes are? Our ladies who came with their husbands. Husbands and the ladies, alhamdulillah, how they managed them and how they brought up the children on a wage of £2.50. And also, so the ladies, in my view, deserve a very special thanks. The pioneers ladies, Allah will let them, there, I can go on because I have seen our community grow. I was very privileged to see how it's developed. But I must say that this country, whether we agree with its foreign policy or whatever we may not agree, but this country has given us every opportunity. So I'm very glad the first word comes there is British. The second word, Indian Gujarati, our heritage. We should be proud of it. I don't know, but in 1947 the Indians sought independence, and in 1955 all our people came here. 1956, so we must have some connection with it. So this country has a lot to offer and has offered us everything. So our loyalty is also to this country as well. India's in London has made a wonderful community relations and also elsewhere. He has been in education, he has been an author, and I think he's got many skills yet to actually give benefit to the community. So I wish you even a more prosperous future career. And the effort you've taken here, it's certainly a very tremendous effort that you've taken. And lastly, all I can say is I was reading Maulana's book on the train. I was travelling recently to Wales and recently to Scotland, so I had a few hours journey, so I read the book. So the challenges that are facing us in modern day society, the answers, believe it or not, still lie in the Sunnah, the Quran, and looking at the examples. So whether we live in the most scientifically advanced society, whether we have AI, by the way, I held a conference, I'm still a board of councillor for the LCD, and we had a conference on AI. And the AI is very good, but still morality, ethics is still, which is imbibed in us by our teachings from our mother's lap and from the madrasas and from our iman. So what we need to do is, as well as our Gujarati identity, the madrasas do a fantastic job. That is very good, the madrasas are fantastic, and we need to make sure that we also preserve our Islamic identity. A lot of challenges in society, not only for us, but society as a whole. But I will just recite a verse of the Quran which Maulana Iqbal has in here. O you who believe, take care of your own selves. We have to take care of our own iman. If you follow the right guidance, the guidance in the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet, no harm can come to you from those who choose to deviate. And in another verse, it says, how is that you enjoin others to follow the right way? It's right with the middle. Yet we forget ourselves sometimes. Though you read the scriptures, have you no sense at all? So we have to understand and merge together our Islamic identity, our Gujarati heritage, Our genes are very good. In our genes there is khidmat, huququllah and huququl ibad. We have been wonderfully blessed with that. At the same time, the privileges of living in this society and to have our generations who give us the opportunity of madrasa, schools and everything else, entrepreneurship. So Allah bless our community, Allah bless us all, and Allah always guide us to the true path. Assalamu alaikum.
Now, Jazakallah, thank you very much for your insight. And our language and culture are very nuanced and sometimes even funny or even alien, especially for outsiders. Sufi Manubari again says, Agoro Poroshi Pucheche Baline. Agoro Poroshi Pucheche Baline, tu vato kareche ki jagro kareche. Which means the right neighbor is asking Bali, are you talking or are you quarreling? Sufi Manubari jokes that when we talk sometimes in Gujarati, it can be so loud that our right neighbor listens to us and gets confused. Anyway, our next speaker is Saeed Bhai Manubari. Saeed Bhai is one of the founder members of the Indian Muslim Federation UK Newham branch. He's also the former honourable president of the Manubari Society UK. He's the honourable chair of BBUK and a successful businessman and entrepreneur. He's associated with many more NGOs around the world. Please join me in welcoming Saeed Bhai, who in 5 minutes will share his views on why early settlers do matter. Ladies and gentlemen, Saeed Bhai.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected elders, friends, and honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. મને જે સબ્જેક્ટ આપેલો છે એ બુક નથી, ઇમ્તિયાઝભાઈ નથી, પણ જે જનરેશનની વાત થાય છે તે લોકોના વિશે છે. અને હું પણ 60sમાંનો હું પણ એક છું. યુસુફભાઈ કહ્યું તેમ આગલી હરોળમાં હમણાં 10 વર્ષ પહેલા બધા બેઠેલા હતા અહીંયા. ઘણા બધા મને ચહેરા યાદ આવે છે કે આજે નથી, પણ ઇમ્તિયાઝભાઈ મને પસંદ કર્યો. હું 60sનો છું, 50sમાં નથી. તો આજે હું કંઈ 2 શબ્દો એ જનરેશનના વિશે બોલીશ ઇંગ્લિશમાં ઇન્શાલ્લાહ. When we speak of Britain's history, we often think of great events, leaders and turning points. But there is another kind of history, quieter, humbler, yet just as powerful. It's the story of ordinary people who crossed oceans, endured hardship, and built lives in place that at first didn't feel like home. Today, on behalf of all early settlers, I want to honor one such community, the early Indian Gujarati Muslim settlers in UK. Many of them began their journeys in the early and mid-20th century. They left towns and villages in Gujarat, places like Bharuch, Kutch, Surat, driven by the hope of better future. Some came directly from India, others arrived from East Africa, where their parents and grandparents had already migrated earlier decades. They came with courage, but also with uncertainty. The Britain they found was different from the Britain of postcards. There were no ready-made communities, no halal shops, no familiar mosque nearby. They faced cold winters, unfamiliar food, and often prejudice. And yet, they were determined. They took jobs in factories, found work in textile mills, and opened corner shops. They labored on buses, in foundries, in warehouses, and every pound they earned was hard earned. And much of it went back to educate children, support relatives overseas, and slowly build stability here. They also carry something precious with them: the faith, the language, the culture, and their traditions. They prayed together in small rooms before purpose-built mosques were even a dream. They cooked familiar food to keep their families connected to home. They celebrated Eid with warmth and togetherness. And even when the nearest extended family was thousands of miles away. What's remarkable is how they balanced integration with preservation. They learned the English language, adopted the British customs, and respected the laws of the land, while still holding onto their Gujarati Muslim identity. They prove that you can be a proud British and proudly rooted in your heritage. Their contribution to this country are woven into everyday life. Economically, they help revive industries in times of labor shortages. Socially, they introduce cultural richness from food to festival, from music to multilingualism. Spiritually, they establish institutions that continue to serve communities even today. But beyond all that, they build bridges between generations, between cultural and between nations. They showed us that migration is not simply about moving bodies across borders. It is about moving hearts and values across boundaries. Today, their children and grandchildren are doctors, teachers, lawyers, scholars, and public servants. We stand on the shoulders of those early settlers. Their sacrifices are the reason we enjoy the opportunities we have today. So when we speak about Britain's diversity, let's remember, it did not happen by accident. It was built brick by brick, shop by shop, prayer by prayer, by people like the early Indian Gujarati Muslims. Their story matters because it is a story of resilience, contribution, and belongings. And as we tell it, we remind ourselves that every community's history deserves to be seen, respected, and celebrated. May we always honor their memory, live by their example, and pass on their legacy to the generations yet to come. Thank you very much. Go New.
Thank you very much, Saeed Bhai. As Saeed Bhai has mentioned, the early settlers strived to remain rooted to their culture, their language, their motherland. They made these sacrifices for our happiness, and worked hard for a brighter tomorrow for the future generations. They believe in the age-old saying, a dwarf standing on the shoulders sees farther than the giant himself. My dear father, Premi Diyadavi, also a poet, he says in Gujarati, Jigarnu rakht par arpi, Jigarnu rakht par arpi deishu a chaman mata. Jigarnu rakht par arpi deishu a chaman mata. Ame arpan kari deishu badhu wahala vatan mata. Which translates to the blood of the the artery will also be offered for this garden. The blood of the artery will also be offered for this garden. I will sacrifice everything for my dear motherland. Our final speaker is none other than Professor Adam Goriwala. Adam Sahib is an educationist, a world-renowned poet, and the principal advisor on this project. He was the head of the English department at one of India's most reputable universities. He has authored many books on prose and poetry. Please join me in welcoming Adam Sahib for 8 minutes, who will share his thoughts on the topic reading between the lines. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Adam, Professor Goriwala.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. When Sabri said the last speaker, I heard a sigh of relief. And I also thought that he would at least say the last but not the least. We have talked about the book, and the book is about breezes. If we turn to the back cover, we see the photograph picture of the Narmada breeze, which is in Bharuch, from where most of the migrants came to Britain. And next to that is the London breeze, which shows that how the host communities welcomed them, how they made them feel welcome, how they cooperated, how they helped them, and how they even loved them. So this one is between the migrants, people who came to Britain, migrated from Gujarat, India, and the host community in Britain. That is one breed. The second breed is the elders are telling the stories of their life here in the book. And hopefully the young people will read the story. So the bridge between the old generation and the new generation of our community. And the author, luckily, is middle-aged. Imtiaz may not describe himself as middle-aged, and he is young, but he becomes the link between the old generation and the new generation. In the middle, yes. Now, I have been a school teacher all my life, so in a schoolmaster's way, I would like to talk about not about the book, but about the reader. I mean, those who are going to read this book. And I would say that they may read the book at 3 levels. It will be very useful. Again, schoolmaster's way. One, let them read the lines of the book. And when we read the lines, we get the facts and the information about how the elders lived in India before they came to Britain, how they came to Britain, what difficulties they faced at the initial stage, how they coped, and finally how they made Britain their home. Now this is reading the lines. Then we read between the lines. And between the lines is all the qualities they needed in order to settle down in a foreign land away from home and making Britain their home. So what qualities, what characteristics made it possible for them to do this? Now that is reading between the lines. And beyond the lines is the young generation, how they will preserve the heritage which they have got from the elders, or maintain and preserve the bridges which they have built, and see if we can build
some new breathing. Now that way the book will inspire them, and that is reading beyond the line. So these are the three levels I would suggest. The book may be read, and I am sure the young people in the community will relate to the book, because the book is about our identity, it's about our heritage, and it's about our affinity with Britain, which is now our home. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'd like to move on to Zakallah. Thank you to Professor Adam Sahib again for his words of wisdom. We'd like to move on behalf of EBUK to take this opportunity and recognise the youthful hearts and community members who have made an invaluable contribution to their respective fields of expertise. We're confident that the connection between the elders and the next generation in our community is strong, and God willing will remain so. Our first awardee is Professor Dr. Mumtaz Patel of Preston. She's the daughter of Yaqub Muhammad Patel and Bibi Aisha Dalla. She's a distinguished British nephrologist and medical educator. Her numerous strategic roles at the Royal College of Physicians, the RCP, are notable, including recently making history as the first Muslim and the first person of Indian origin to hold the position of the 123rd President of the RCP. VBUK is proud to recognise Dr. Mumtaz's outstanding achievement and invaluable contribution to the medical field. May I invite Dr. Mumtaz Patel to receive the award, and Samantha Vickers and Dr. Rajpura to present the award. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Mumtaz Patel.
I have received an apology from Dr. Mumtaz as being an international figure. She's been caught upon some lastminute.com job, and I requested father and mother to come as well. If Yaqub Bhai Gorji is here, would you kindly come and receive the awards on behalf of Dr. Mumtaz? And if they are not here, can I ask Councillor Siraj Bhai Natha to come and receive the award and make sure that you would pass it on to your respective citizens at that time of the place. Thank you.
Oh, you went right. That's the bad practice by politicians. They always go for the top. Come in the center, please.
Round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Our next awardee is okay. The awards, by the way, have just been asked by Jessica. They are on behalf of Beavers on Hot Wheels. Our next awardee is Mrs. Tabassum Adil Patel, daughter of Dilawar Hussain Yaqub Bachcha and Rukhsana Dilawar Hussain Bachcha. She acquired her Masters of Science in Public Health from the University of Sunderland and London. She has an MSc in Physician Associates from the University of Greater Manchester. VBUK is proud to recognise Ms. Tabassum Dilawar Bachcha's outstanding achievement and invaluable contribution to the public health field. Tabassum could not make it today. Oh, she's here! Wires crossed. Tabassum is here today, and she will be presented with the award. Harun Bhai, are the parents here? No, just read the name. Okay, apologies, I think so I'd like to, so Tabassum is here, of course. I got that wrong. And could I ask Harun Bhai Fasiwala, Inayat Bhai Zwani, and Iqbal Bhai Padarwala to come and present the award, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Collection Madam
बिल्कुल
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Our next awardee is Yusuf Dadabai, son of Rustam Dadabai and Razia Sheikh. He's a top chartered chemical engineer. He completed his PhD in chemical engineering from the University of Manchester. VBUK is proud to recognize Yusuf Dadabai's outstanding achievement and invaluable contribution to the chartered chemical engineering field. May I invite Yusuf Dadabai to receive the award and his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Rustam Dadabai, to present the award.
Yusuf is not here, so now they are receiving it, and the next award, there are other services here, so they will give it.
Okay. So, Yusuf isn't here, but Aftab will be
Next.
Okay, perfect. So I'll go on to the next one.
The guy who's presenting the award,
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Rustam Dadabai will be receiving the award.
Yeah, and then presented by the Leiko, isn't it?
Okay,
can I request Ibrahim Mama Saleh and Abdul Mama, please? Please, yeah, please. Slow, out.
Thank you for saving the day, Dadabai. Appreciate that.
Saleh Mama, Abdul
I have read the lines.
Oh, we'll come here. We'll come here. Mama will come here. Saleh Mama, through chatting of Mama.
फोटो ले ले
Harun bhai.
अरे बोल Harun ya mungkin dong
Next awardee,
ada tambah uce tapi ukuran tambah coba dulu
Rustam Dadabai and Razia Sheikh, brother of Yusuf. After acquired degrees from the University of Birmingham, the University of Manchester, and Newcastle University in Advanced Chemical Engineering, VBUK is proud to recognize Aftab Dadabai's outstanding achievement and invaluable contribution to the advanced chemical engineering field. May I invite Aftab to receive the award and Ahmed Lunat and Abdul Bhai Makkan to present the award. Ladies and gentlemen, Aftab Dadabai. Congratulations.
good job iya bas
Another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
take me
Thank you.
iya sudah apa ya beda
Our next awardee is Habibulnisa Ghulam Patel. She's the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ghulam Patel Nabipuri. Habibulnisa is a highly accomplished lawyer and a legal leader currently serving as the General Counsel and Company Secretary of Cancer Research UK. Her role in the NGO sector, from local to global, is making a significant impact. VBUK is proud to recognise Habibulnisa Ghulam Patel's outstanding achievement and invaluable contribution to the legal field, as well as her role within the NGO sector. Now, Habibulnisa could not make it today, so could I ask Daud Bhai Fozdar and Habib Bhai Uta to accept the award on her behalf?
gula buat apa ni गुलाम भाई આવશે
is coming to receive.
क्या हुआ इम्तियाज भाई? ओवर समोसा खावा पड़શે પછી આપજો.
गुलाम
Habibul Nisa, Ghulam Bhai is a proud father of Habibul Nisa, and then Daud Bhai Fauzdar and Habib Bhai
चलो.
to Ghulam Bhai. So, I think we are on the same page now. So Ghulam Bhai, please come.
So Ghulam Bhai is here, along with Mrs. Ghulam Patel as well.
So who is presenting the award?
Presenting the award will be Daud Bhai Fauzdar and Habib Bhai Bhuta,
Where is Daud
to the
Mama?
parents of Habibul Nisa Ghulam Patel.
Or Daud Mama gone for prayer, then it's okay. I mean, you can present Habib Bhai. Have the honor of presenting. Usman Bhai, come and present the award to our award distinction. Usman Bhai is our guest from India. Round of applause for him, please.
यस भाई आप ही जाइए फोटो लेना अच्छा है यू शुड
Thank you.
या
તમે જોઈ લો પહેલા. બિસ્મિલ્લાહ.
બેગ જોઈજો તો પડે આ બાજુ બેગ હશે
Our next awardee is Dr. Sumaya Wali. She's the daughter of Dilawar Wali Jasanwala and Parveen Wali Jasanwala. Sumaya Wali completed her outstanding degrees in Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. She became a respected member of the Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health. She is one of the top specialists in managing children with cerebral palsy. VVUK is proud to recognise Dr. Sumaya Wali's outstanding achievements and invaluable contributions to the pediatric neurodisability and special needs educational health field. May I invite Dr. Sumaya Wali to receive the award and Imtiaz Umarji, Nasser Merchant and former Councillor Shafiq Patel to present the award.
या
Round of applause, please, everybody.
या फोटो लेना अच्छा
Round of applause.
Another round of applause. Our next awardee is Maulana Iqbal Muhammad Tankarvi, our special guest all the way from India. He serves as the principal of Darul Uloom Islamia Arabiya Matliwala. He is an advocate of interfaith educational initiatives. He is a prolific writer, author of more than 10 scholarly works, including the one we launched today. VVUK is proud to recognise Maulana Iqbal Muhammad Tankarvi's outstanding achievement and invaluable contribution to the religious and interfaith field. May I invite Maulana Iqbal Muhammad Tankarvi to receive the award and Ayub Bhai Matliwala Bucks and Usman Bhai Salia to present the award.
So you are
Ladies and gentlemen, Maulana Iqbal Muhammad Tankarvi.
आयरा आयरा
Oh, what do you say?
ऊपर उठे ऊपर से उठे रखे
Please put your hands together, everybody. Our next awardee is Mrs. Parveen Dilawar Wali Jasanwala. Now, she has been holding a responsible role as the company secretary and director of an internationally well-known business company. Parveen lends silent but steady guidance, the support, the patience and encouragement has been the cornerstone of Dilawar Bhai's journey as a successful entrepreneur. Parveen Ben is also a key silent contributor to the establishment of Munshi Educational Campus. VVUK is proud to recognize Mrs. Parveen Dilawar Sanmana's outstanding and invaluable contributions as a true pillar of strength for the Jasinwala family in both the business and educational fields. May I invite Mrs. Parveen Dilawar Sanmana to receive the award, and Mr. and Mrs. Saleh, an honourable founder of VVUK Paldoriwala, to present the award.
Salim Bhai. Salim Bhai.
Salim also, please, from London. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. And our last awardee for this evening is Maulana Qari Farooq Samniwala, born in India, came to the UK in 1969. He has a strong academic and religious education and interfaith work. He served as a teacher before becoming an imam and later a chaplain in Bolton Hospital NHS Foundation Trust.
ये पकड़ दो चालू चालू है लाइव है कुछ बोल छोड़ना मत कुछ बंद मत करना और बोलना भी मत
VVUK is proud to recognize Maulana Qari Farooq Samniwala's outstanding and invaluable services in the health and community fields. May I invite Maulana Qari Farooq Samniwala to receive the award, and Maulana Iqbal Muhammad Tanwari, Afroz Ashrafi. Is Dr. A.K. Shakur here? Okay, just two. So, to receive the award, we have Maulana Qari Farooq Samniwala, and to present the award, we have Maulana Iqbal Muhammad Tanwari and Afroz Ashrafi. Ladies and gentlemen, Maulana Qari Farooq Samniwala. Round of applause, please. And this concludes our one more.
Yeah, it's a surprise presentation. We have got a guest all the way from India, Mr. Usman Bhai. He is one of the founder members who looks after the microfinance scheme in India. Usman Bhai, please do come near the lectern. And can I request to present the award? Can I invite Councillor Rabia, Councillor Hanif Patel and Farooq Bhai to present this award to Usman Bhai, please. Our guest from India, please. Thank you. Councillor Hanif Patel, Hari Bhai, are you in the audience? Sorry, Councillor, I should have said Hari Bhai, not Hari. So, Usman Bhai from India, World Baruch Federation, Farooq Bhai, Councillor Rabia Patel and Councillor Hanif Patel is presenting this topic. Thank you. આ બધાને રેકગ્નાઇઝ કરવાનો એક જ મકસદ છે કે if we don't recognize our heroes, if we don't recognize our community activists, if we don't appreciate them, what they do for us, nobody else is going to appreciate that and nobody else is going to recommend that. And there's one very strong, powerful saying that those societies who do not recognize their hard-working people, writers, poets, community activists, creative artists, they stop producing the leaders in the future. So our process is to producing future leaders. That's why we are recognizing all these people. Thank you.
Okay, so this concludes our recognition segment. Now this program lasted for meant to be 2 hours, it's got a little bit longer. There's something
I'm sorry, there is one more surprise. Just somebody just sent me a message. Gujarati Writers Guild, which is a local organization, is presenting this trophy to myself and our team in recognition of our hard work of the book. So we received this trophy from Patik sir. Where are you? Patik sir in the audience. Come and have a photograph taken with me. Because I am celebrating too.
I'm accepting this certificate of recognition from the Gujarati Writers Guild on behalf of Kadam Sahib, on behalf of Pratik Sahib, on behalf of Mahek Sahib, and all those who are not here like Kadam Sahib, Sufi Sahib. And what a pleasant surprise. Not often writers and poets get paid, but we got £50 token from them as well.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure you appreciate it's not easy to put a program like this together. The program might have been for 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours at most, but the amount of planning that goes behind the scenes, you don't always see that. So, on a final note, what I want to do is I'd like to invite the chairman of DBUK, Honourable Dilawar Wali Sanwala, to come to the mic and express his vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, DBUK Chairman Dilawar Wali Sanwala.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we come to the close of this truly memorable event, it is my honor on behalf of the DBUK to deliver the vote of thanks. First and foremost, our helpful gratitude goes towards our distinguished guest of honor, for gracing us with their presence, encouragement and valuable time. We are truly honored to our special guest all the way from India, Maulana Iqbal Tankarji Sahib. Congratulations to all youth, community members for receiving recognition and thanks for accepting MPs, councillors, writers, historians and dignitaries joining us today. Your continuous support gives strength and motivation to our organization and our community. A very special thanks to all our guests of honor and invited guests who took the time to be here and celebrate with us. Your presence has added great value to the event. We would like to extend our warm appreciation to those who made this contribution to make it possible behind the scenes. To Cindy Hall and Usman Bhai Keswanwala for providing us with such a wonderful venue. To Bombay Catering Service and Siddiq Bombay-wala for excellent catering. To Regent Hall, Catering Service and Ms. Haji Kambuliwala and the Platinum Hall, Sabbir Anka for their professional and gracious service. Our helper thanks to Hot Print team and their design, printing, Ebert Media, Asian Women and other media for their print and social media support. And to all our sponsors whose generosity has made this event possible. Equally, we must recognize and thank our dedicated DBUK team and our brilliant masters of ceremonies, Mahek Sahib, Sahib Premi as a team. Your hard work, energy and commitment are the background of everything we do. This evening's success is truly a reflection of your efforts. Finally, to everyone here, thank you for your presence, your encouragement, and your support. You have helped us to make the celebration of our history, heritage, youth, and community so special. With that, on behalf of UK, I extend my deepest gratitude to all of you. We look forward to your continuous support and partnership in the future. Thank you, and enjoy the traditional food and the rest of the evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your presence. Food will be served behind